Here's the summary in like maybe 2 or 3 minutes. Before 1988 is the time when SEBI was really born as an administrative body. We had really a babu who would he's sitting in the finance ministry, would decide how much capital a company could raise, when it could raise, how long that period would be, and at what price, and all done by a single babu essentially. It wasn't that far back really, if you think about it. To suddenly, we switched a light bulb and we had SEBI, and we moved to what we call a modern regulator. It moved from what in jargon we call a merit-based system, in which some babu or some eminent person decides what to do, to what we call a disclosure-based system, in which you rely on the wisdom of the crowds. Really, you decide things based on the wisdom of the investors. To be more specific, we moved away from removing stupidity from the market to removing ignorance from the market, where you say that, okay, these are the flaws with my company, these are the flaws, these are the problems I face. Things may not pan out as well as I'm expecting, but I'd like to raise so much capital at so and so price. Would you buy or not? And then if 90% or more of investors are they click the bait, of course the issue goes through. So for instance, when you're doing an IPO, there's the least amount of information which is available in public domain. So that's why you have prospectuses running into hundreds of pages, 300, 400, 500 pages. Putting those 500 pages together, companies really clean up their act. Related party transactions start going away. All kinds of disputes, litigations which are pending, they get cleaned up. Even if not a single person reads it, it actually has a huge impact on the company's functioning, from being a pre-listed company to a listed company. And secondly, even if 5 analysts actually read it, they translate that 500 pages into a half a page or 1 page analysis. And therefore, the disclosure does seep into the wider market, and that can again have a huge impact in terms of how companies behave in the future. Let me also give you a little bit of background. When SEBI transitioned from a non-statutory body as an executive body sitting in the finance ministry to a body which became a statutory body in 1992, in April of 1992. And remember, this is just after the massive Indian crisis, financial crisis. We had to ship out gold and all that story. And then within a few months, literally, we had the Harshad Mehta boom, in which, basically was he and lots of other people were stealing money from banks and putting in the stock markets. So SEBI was born in this crisis, between these two crises, right in the middle in 1992, it was really born as we currently know. And that kind of history stays with, who SEBI is. The DNA is of SEBI. Your DNA is decided at the time you're born, and that's exactly what has happened with SEBI.